A little under the weather. Picked up a bug that's going around. I haven't been sick in a while, but the show, as I always say, must go on. Get a lot. Are you a realtor? Are you a patient that wants to thank their doctor? Or are you have your administrative executive assistant retiring and you want to buy something? A lot of closings, do a lot of real estate closings. People want to thank and they don't know what to buy, and it's a problem. They want to make an impression, but without my guidance, they can't do it right, or somebody of my kind of knowledge and passion in this area. Hi, I'm Larry Baker. I am a certified level 2 sommelier and senior wine and spirit specialist at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits here in Sunrise, Florida. Today, at least 3 people on a slow day. One was somebody buying for his administrative assistants, and 2 other people that were leaving the company to go abroad somewhere, and he wanted to thank them with a gift and had a price range. Mostly is realtors. Realtors, really, if you're out there, Lou Rodriguez, Executive Chef Lou Rodriguez, you're a real estate agent. If you want to thank them for closings, which I get, they buy a $400,000 home or $1 million condo or something out there on the water. You want to come in with something impressive, but I don't want you to expend a fortune. So I like to keep the prices simple, where we don't know these people, we don't know their taste, if they like wine, it's something that couples can share, or all of that. So I like to keep the recommendations unique and also generic, as far as the flavor profile, nothing too crazy. And I say that unique, so don't go for the brand names. If you think, well, a scotch that is $200 a bottle, that's going to impress them, or a bottle of Dom P, which is a great champagne, but it's sold, very, very, it's familiar, and everybody knows it. So they just think you went somewhere and picked up a bottle of Dom P, a Cristal, or these are all great products, but I'm going for the unique factor and the wow factor, and that's what you should do when you're giving a gift. I always think, realtors out there, if you're listening, champagne's the way to go. We've talked about this one a million times during the holiday season. This is Jean Noel Hatton, the 2009. This is a vintage champagne. That means all the grapes came from a specific year, 2009. Wine enthusiasts awarded this champagne to 91 points for the 2009 vintage. We were out of stock after it just blew it out, 700 bottles during New Year's Eve, but now the stores have some. Stores like in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Boca Raton, may be lesser quantity because they go through so much quantity. Here we got probably about 70 bottles left, and people buying them. People are coming back for more. But this is a great vintage champagne, which most cost you $150, $160. No Chardonnay, which most champagnes have in the mix, or maybe even 100% Chardonnay. This is 60% Pinot Meunier, a red skin grape, and 40% Pinot Noir, so basically a Blanc de Noir, the white juice of the 2 red grapes normally used in champagne. Makes a smoother, softer finish, elegant bubbles from Jean Noel Hatton, the great-grandson, who is the grandson of the great-grandfather, Octavie Hatton, who started Hatton in 1928. They only use the finest vineyards, the finest grapes from the best vineyards. That's a great $39.99 champagne. Pop the cork, celebrate that you just sold them a home on the closing. Bring that, make an impression. White, I like to stick with Chardonnay, but not American Chardonnay. I think the epitome, which I've talked about a million times over, and the more I taste California Chardonnay or anywhere other than Burgundy, I just can't handle it anymore. So I like the elegance of Burgundy. This is from a Chablis is the village. This is also a Grand Cru. They have Premier Cru. They have a village wine that comes from vineyards in the Chablis area, the village of Chablis in Burgundy, 100% Chardonnay. Then they have the Premier Cru. There are, I believe, 23 Premier Cru vineyards. A cru means a growth, a vineyard, that is designated by the control or the council that regulates the wines of Chablis, that village, that area. And there's 23 Premier Crus, and there's only 7 Grand Crus. This is the Valmore vineyard, so the cru is the Valmore vineyard. On Chablis Village wine, they don't use any oak. They use only stainless steel fermented, so it's a little lighter and steely tasting. But Grand Cru, it gets some oak treatment. Probably one of the most elegant Chardonnays at $49.99, $50, and you're giving somebody probably who a white wine has never had 100% Chardonnay, and without all this malolactic and without all this this surly aging and all this stuff, and the butter and the vanilla. Even my camera person Andrew tasted a popular brand that sells in all the supermarkets that we tasted today of Chardonnay, and he said, "What is this? It smells like bad margarine or something." I go, "That's all that lactic lees, whatever they do, it doesn't taste right." But this is a Chardonnay for $50 that will like wow them with the elegance if they like white wine. Third wine. I think when it comes to red wine, I had to think about this, but I just think any palate, whatever you drink, Cabernet, Sauvignon, Merlot, these people, everybody loves Amarone. This is the 2011 brand new vintage of the Nicholas Amarone, which is not a grape. It's a style of making wine by air drying the grapes, which is mostly Corvina, for 3 months into raisins. So you're making wine. There's a high sugar content, but it's not a sweet wine. That leads to a higher alcohol content, but it's not a burn feeling. It's just an elegant dried cherry, dried raisins, dried figgy, leathery, beautiful wine. Nicholas, one of the best producers, Azienda Nicholas in Verona. This is $53.99 a bottle. On the internet, Wine Spectator says the retail should be about $89 a bottle. We're at $53.99. Another great selection of Nati Galati, and you won't see this in any other retailer in the state of Florida. Only 2,500 cases produced, and scored a lovely 93 points from Wine Spectator magazine. Everybody loves Amarone. You put that. So that's the idea. We've got a bubbles. You can't go wrong with bubbles. You can't go wrong with a white. If you think they want to go white wine, go with the epitome of Chardonnay, a unique product, a Grand Cru Burgundy. And for a red, I don't know any palate that would say no to an Amarone, especially one from Nicholas. And none of these three would be seen anywhere in any other store, and especially if you're shopping in Florida. Hard to find wine. Makes it unique. So if you need further information about any of these wines, you could always look them up on our website at www.abcfws.com. And if you want to get in contact with me, you just have to follow your blog, put your email address, and do that. And you can contact me a million ways through FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, and WhatsApp, and all that. Remember that wine is not for snobs, it's for everyday people like you and me. And if you really want to go the extra mile, show a bag, and this is not to plug me, show you went to a wine store and get a bag like this that says the wine store person said this wine was good. And I know what I'm talking about. See you soon.